Alrighty, here's my BMX I'm working on, the RC mid drive. I've got the Turnigy SK3 6374, I'm pretty sure is the model number. Yeah, 149 kV. So it's the slowest one. Now, yeah, I've modified the front here. I've got the disc brake mount. I've welded that on. I was pretty happy with that. I've still got to clean it up a little and put some sort of lacquer over there, or protective something. It's probably started to rust a little bit, but it's quite minimal. Haven't really had it out in the rain, so that's cool. I could, yeah, probably get away with not covering it, to be honest, but eventually it'll rust. So yeah, I've got a standard mountain bike hub on the front with the disc mount, so that I can put the disc brakes on there, and it's still got the quick release in there, which I'll replace at some stage with like a Allen key type shank through there, and the fat Alex DX32 rim. That is I'm trying to remember the width. I think it's 34 mil. Does that sound right? I don't know. It's pretty fat. It's pretty fat. Pretty good. And the Odyssey Chasehawk 2.4-inch wide tyre. It's like a nice fat street tyre. I measured it and it's not quite 2.4, but it's close enough. And I've got the same rim and tyre on the back there. You can see it's virtually almost touching the frame, and there's just enough space for it to not touch, so we're all good for now. And on the rear, I've replaced that with a different kind of hub. It's a dirt jump type hub with the disc brake on there. I'm going to use that to drive the bike, basically. This 219 chain ring, it's a 64 tooth. I've made up this bracket so that fits over the disc mount on the back there. I've still got to make the other half, or the other piece of the top hat configuration mount, whatever you want to call it, for this. So the bolts come out here, and then there's a plate that sits out from the other plate there. So that'll bring the chain line in nicely through there. Yeah, that's really great. Whatever. So I had to get the guys at the go-kart shop to put together two chains that were on special, luckily $15, and so they did the labour for free. It was good, $30 for a chain that's extra long. It's probably cheaper than some of the other chains that are out there, just one single chain, so that's cool. 9 tooth on the front, so this is the final drive. That's 9 to a 64, and I can't remember off the top of my head what that is. Should be able to, but what's that, close enough to 7 to 1 roughly. So on here we've got the XL belt drive, primary, or what do you call it, first stage. That's a 20 tooth, 5 mil pitch. I can't remember. XL, yeah, I'm not sure, but it's roughly 10 mil wide belt. It's an 85 tooth belt. Yeah, it is a 20 tooth. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, anyway, that's 20 and that's 50, so I've got a 2.5 ratio there. The overall is about 17 to 1, and I'm going to run this motor on 50 volts from some LiPo battery. What is it? 12S. So that should spin about 6,000 RPM, and that equates in these 20-inch wheels to about 34 k's an hour. So under load, I'll probably see 30 k's an hour, and yeah, it'll be a nice peak power output around 17 kilometers an hour, which is pretty much what I wanted for this. It's not a commuter, although I probably will use it for that a little bit. I just want to keep it very light and have a low speed peak power output. So yeah, the controller I've got coming is the Centilon, I think it's pronounced, can't remember, Centilon from Hobby King, 100 amp with the speed sensor. So obviously I need the pulse width modulation control for that, and that's what I'm going to use my Arduino here for. I think this is the Arduino Nano, the little tiny one. It's only like $10 or something. It's got a heap of inputs and outputs though, like not as many as some of the others, but still many more than I'll need. I can probably have a heat sensor on the motor and the controller and maybe in the battery. I can put speed sensor on there. A gyro module would be cool, so that I can hopefully set up some sort of wheelie mode or anti over the back wheelie, what do you call that? Like, yeah, wheelie too far past vertical protecting thing. And yeah, what else have I got here? I've got the chain breaker for my Octane chain. It's a really nice chain. Came pre-greased. It's hard to see in this light, but it's got a really nice sort of gunmetal grey, bluish sort of thing. Rick suggested something about cold bluing, and that reminded me of that a bit actually, but no, not so much. Maybe that was my other chain. I don't know. Oh, this part as well. If anyone's got suggestions with this or anything, I'd appreciate help, because I'm trying to work out how to mount the motor. And if you've got this far through the video, I appreciate your dedication to listening to me mumble. But yeah, basically, so I've got the bearing there. There we go, you can see that. It's a 22 outside diameter, 10 inside diameter, that's millimeter, bearing. Nice Japanese one with the sealed and everything, all good. So that bolt's on the back of there, and then I can, make a little connection piece that comes down from here. So have an arm coming down here, and then on this side, well, through the frame. Same on the other side, so down. It's too hard to show, hang on. Fast forward. Through there, same thing on this side, so another little arm coming down. And I can swivel that, which will tension this belt here, so it'll swing out this way. And I was pretty happy with my little calculations, getting the belt length right and the chain length right, so that I'll have just a nice amount of adjustment in the axle and the swing of this motor to tighten everything up. But what I want to work out is, do I need to mount the rear as well? Because yeah, obviously if I mount the rear as well as the front, it'll be very strong and stable. If I only mount the front and the sideways force of the motor pushing down when I do a bunny hop or something like that, then this is obviously going to twist this way. That'll create weird twisting forces through the belt and through the bearings and through the mount. It'll be all bad, but maybe it'll still work anyway. So yeah, for now I'm probably going to try just the mount on the drive side. See if I can see signs of any fatigue or movement, and if it's really bad, then I'll get straight on to mounting this on the back as well. The only problem is there's virtually zero room between the cranks after I put this on, because if you can see there, I've got a single piece, can't add any washers and space out the cranks, so yeah. don't really want to have to spend extra money on cranks because these are alright. I cleaned them up. Actually, the bike when I got it was completely rusted. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I cleaned up the handlebars there, I've kind of rebuilt the bike a bit, so yeah, it's all coming along. Obviously, yeah, I don't know if I didn't say this before, but yeah, I've used 2 headsets here. So that's a headset with the 1.5 inch steer tube, so steer tube goes that way. This one, there's another headset here, steer tube goes that way, 1.5 again, and then that's the handlebar for a BMX, pretty sure, 22, can't remember, anyway, 22, yeah, it'll be like the same as that, so, actually no, I'm getting confused and I've had a couple of glasses of wine, so whatever, but yeah, that's 22mm bearings in there, and jack shaft, so I think I've covered everything. Oh wait, one more thing. One more pretty cool thing for the bike guys. Everyone loves this shit. Alright, we got double weave spoke lacing. So that's something I've never heard of until I got this. The guy that makes my wheels is pretty amazing. So that spoke there goes over that one, then under that one, and then over that one. So that's what he calls a double weave. Rather than a single weave, would probably go over and then under and under, or I don't know. But yeah, it's like, I'm trying to show it, but yeah, you guys get the idea, right? Oh, look at the front. The front's the same. So I think it gives a bit of extra torsion and looks pretty cool. So yeah, it's hard to show it in the video. In real life you can really see how it changes the angles, but anyway, thanks for watching and listening. Any advice is welcome. Peace.